Chitz and Giggles podcast.
Good evening there.
Hola, buenos días.
Buenos dias.
How you doing?
Not bad at all. How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good.
Very well. First of all, can we just apologise for the previous video with our technical glitch?
So stop saying no more technical glitches.
Oh,
It's
why?
you, it is.
Is it me?
Every time you say no more technical glitches, we have a
Technical glitch.
technical glitch.
Okay, well, I apologise for that, but hopefully our editor done his best work and hopefully made it as best as possible.
He should do. He's on a good enough wage.
Yeah.
He should
So,
bloody.
so you got a bit more of an up close and personal view. Okay. Now, what's the crack?
I purchased a gun the other day.
Oh yeah,
My first ever gun.
shotgun, handgun, machine
Air
gun.
rifle.
Air rifle. Nice.
Yeah.
You're gonna shoot some birds.
I'm gonna shoot some bird lookalikes.
Some bird lookalikes. Why not some birds?
I can't kill birds. I can't kill animals.
Fair enough.
I haven't got it in me. I'd love to be able to. I want to be one of those. I don't want to be, but I wouldn't mind being like off the grid hunter.
Oh yeah, with a gun. You wouldn't want to hunt like the old-fashioned way with a bow and arrow.
I don't know. Today's bow and arrows are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? I think archery's pretty cool.
I've never done it.
I think I have once, but not like proper with the proper expensive bows.
Yeah, some of them are crazy shit. There's a lot of
Yeah.
money in it.
Yeah, I know. It's expensive equipment. Mind you, it's for sport, isn't it? So any sport, hobby, there's a lot of money.
Is hunting a hobby or sport? I
Hunting's
know
a
it
hobby.
technically is, yeah,
Hunting's a
but
hobby for sure.
what if it's a survival thing? What if that's your way of life?
I don't know. I wouldn't want it to be.
There's people out there that only eat wild game.
Yuck.
Why yuck?
Cause I know.
Cause
I know whatever meat I buy from a supermarket, like still meat, but I wouldn't want to. I don't think I could catch it, gut it, eat it.
That's the thing, though. The meat in the supermarket is not caught. It's grown for the purpose of being in that packet.
Yeah, I know.
It hasn't lived a natural life. It's got more fat on it than muscle. I mean, I eat supermarket bloody meat because I can't go out and kill my own, but
Well, you got a gun now, so maybe you can.
yeah, I ain't taking down no fucking bull or anything. It's only a small
Bull.
gun.
Oh.
I catch the odd rabbit, but I couldn't do it. I've killed one rabbit, roadkill, and I was devastated. I was.
I bet. I can eat rabbit. Oh, God, no. That's disgusting.
I think I could eat it. I wouldn't have a problem eating it.
No. If you had rabbit, have you ever tasted it?
No.
Oh, it's
no.
fucking horrible.
Apparently it's like chicken.
Mm-mm.
A lot like chicken.
Mm-mm. Not the rabbit I had.
What rabbit did you have?
Didn't taste like chicken.
How long ago was this?
A good 10, 15 years ago.
Do you
I've
think
never
it could be
touched
the
it
case
since.
of you knew it was rabbit, so
No, because I didn't know it was rabbit. And somebody said, try this stew. And I said, oh, okay. And I had a bit, and I thought, I don't like this. And I'm like, it looks like chicken. I'm like, wait, what's in this? And she went, rabbit. Nope. You can have that back. It was disgusting.
really?
I didn't know it was rabbit till afterwards, and I still didn't like it.
I was going to say, 'cause your brain can
No,
play
I
some deceiving games.
I knew it went chicken. It's a different texture completely.
Is it?
Yeah. Yuck.
Would you eat horse?
No.
Why?
Why wouldn't I eat horse?
Yeah.
Don't know.
What,
I just
cat?
don't like the idea of eating horse. Just get a
Cat?
hoof. What if I get a hoof stuck in my teeth?
Why would you get a hoof stuck in your teeth?
I don't know. A cat? No, I wouldn't eat cat.
Do you get a beak stuck in
Wait,
your...
what kind of pussy are you talking about? I wouldn't eat cat.
It's weird, the things that our civilized, our society are not used to eating. They class as... Ugh.
Wait, would you eat a cat?
Maybe.
What is wrong with you, boy?
I mean, if it was ready prepared, I wouldn't cook it and, like you said, gut it, skin it, whatever. I couldn't kill it. But if it was prepared in a meal and someone handed it to me and said, try this, yeah, I'd try it.
No.
A large percentage of the world's population eat cat.
Really?
There's 1 billion people in China.
Why? They eat bats.
And cats.
they really? I
They
know, I
eat
know there's a
fucking
big,
everything.
I know there's a big thing about dogs and them eating dogs. I don't know about cats.
Dogs too.
Oh
Sure, Chinese eat
no,
cats. Yeah, they're bound to. It's meat. It's food. Why wouldn't they? Why don't
because
we?
it's wrong. Because it's disgusting.
But why is horse disgusting?
Because it's a horse.
But beef is a cow.
Yeah, but they're good. They make some good burgers
I'm sure horse would as well.
and a good steak. I love me a good steak.
I'm sure horse meat has got to be nicer. Like if you see a cow in a field, they're always fat and just. But a horse is majestic and it's always galloping and they're toned and muscular. I
Yeah,
bet
but
it
then it's
tastes
all
good.
muscle. You don't eat all muscle. It'll be all gristly and fatty and
Wouldn't
fat
be
like.
fatty, would it?
No, but it's fat like. It's not. It's not like you don't eat muscle, do you?
It's meat, isn't it? What do you think you're eating?
Ah, no. I don't eat no horse.
So when you eat chicken breast, what's that?
Oh, I don't know. They're bloody lovely though. Yeah, nice chicken nuggets. Yeah, yummy.
So is it skin or fat?
I don't know. Well, it's not skin, is it?
It's tissue. Surely it's muscle tissue. It's a breast
Yeah, but I like me some breasts.
or leg of lamb.
No,
muscle.
don't like lamb. No. No. Yuck.
Okay, so maybe we should have this conversation with somebody else. Someone who actually likes meat, whether they eat rabbit or cat.
I like meat.
Beef burger. So far, you like a beef burger.
I like me some sausage.
I bet you do.
Wait, well, hang on. Let me rephrase that. I like me some bacon.
Yeah, right. And that's a fat, ugly
Yeah.
animal.
Well, obviously the fat, ugly ones are the nicest, aren't they? Pigs, cows, chicken's fat. Yeah, okay,
Chickens ain't ugly.
they are.
And you can have some nice-looking cows.
Oh.
You like the Highland cows? I like those.
Yeah, but they're all like fluffy and cuddly and nice. You don't want to eat them.
What about a bear?
I wouldn't eat a bear.
Why?
You'd eat a bear?
Yeah.
No.
Why?
Because I'm not eating Winnie the Pooh.
But it's not Winnie the Pooh, is it? It's a wild, dangerous
I ain't
predator.
no veggie, no vegan, none of that. No. I'll eat animals. Obviously, don't want to be killing them, cutting them, and doing all that. I'll eat meat, but why would you want to eat bears or fucking horses? That's just weird.
But you only think it's weird because it's not necessarily normal in your culture.
Yes, true.
Now, if you went to Alaska
Yeah.
and they were cooking a nice bit of bear stew, and you said, "No, I'm okay. I'm happy with my chicken wings."
I don't eat chicken wings. I don't eat chicken off the bone. But
What
yeah,
the fuck?
okay.
This guy's eating a skinny little bird. We got meat.
Yeah.
It's normal for them. It's not normal for you. I was asking, would you try? That's all. Obviously not.
No, I don't. I wouldn't try it either. No, I'm not much of a trier. I'm not much of an adventurer.
Hmm.
I have tasted ostrich though. That was nice.
Oh, I couldn't try that.
Why?
I'm joking. Of course I would. It's good.
I've tried ostrich. I have tried ostrich.
The only things I don't like trying is seafood.
I'm not a fan.
I don't mind cod.
Yeah, I'll eat. That's about as far as it goes. Tuna.
Yeah.
That's about
I like
cod and
tuna.
tuna. That'll be it though.
I like squid or
I don't do no squid, no mussels,
Octopus.
no octopus, none of that shit.
oysters,
No, yuck.
crab.
They smelly. Crab,
crab, you like
lobster.
crab?
No. I've tried crab sticks. Yuck. Don't like them. They're vermin, though, aren't they? They're fucking crabs. Are the what are they called?
The rats of the sea world, are they?
They're the fucking They just eat all the shit and stuff off the bottom of the sea.
So do we.
And prawns. That's what prawns do. They eat all the fucking algae and shit out the sea.
Why is that vermin then?
And it's not vermin. What's the word? I can't think of the word. But they eat all the nasty shit. Did you know pigeons are vermin?
Yeah, they're the rats of the sky, supposedly. I don't know why rats always get the fucking blame. I don't know why they
They're
do.
horrible.
One
They're horrible.
plague.
They're
One
horrible
plague.
bastards.
That's what they're responsible for. One plague. They never live it down.
No. Well, they shouldn't have done it, should they?
That's crazy. A lot of people died. Hell of a lot of people.
You'll have to educate me there. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about.
Black Death. Or Black Plague or...
No, what's that? What happened? I've heard of it, but I don't know what happened.
Something like 1/3 of Europe's population died.
Because of rats?
Because of the diseases they carried, yeah.
And you got like, do they not carry like rabies and shit?
Quite possibly. It wasn't rabies that the Black Death was, though. It's pointless asking me to educate you because I don't know anything, but
Oh, you know everything about nothing.
I know nothing about everything.
Ha! I got it wrong around.
You're getting it backwards.
There's me
You're getting all
thinking,
muddled up.
getting things the wrong way round. We don't get things the wrong way round on this show. We're structural. We keep things the same.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Black Death.
Mm.
I don't know anything
Okay.
about it.
How many plagues has there been then? Has there been like big thing like plagues where it could have wiped out humans? Has there been many things like that?
I think so. Throughout history, yeah.
Has there?
Isn't it something like we have a pandemic every 100 years?
We just fucking had one, so we're safe.
Yeah.
Was it real though? I
What?
mean, COVID was
COVID?
definitely real, but was was it that bad?
No.
I mean, surely it was just a fucking cold, weren't it?
For the majority of people, yeah.
I mean, all right, there were some people, but the people that were dying, or people that died through COVID, were elderly people that it would suffer the most from it.
Yeah, elderly people who had underlying health issues.
People that had
before
heart,
COVID.
had heart issues or lung issues or whatever beforehand, and they happened to catch COVID, and it obviously they've put it down
Finished
to
them
COVID,
off, yeah.
and they've said it was COVID, even though it couldn't have been.
Yeah, well, every day of the first lockdown, the news was on in my house all day, every day. I got to a point I had to knock it off. I physically couldn't watch it. It was making me sick because of the amount of deaths each day. They were racking up. There was 1,000 deaths, then it was 10,000, then it was 50,000, 100,000, 500,000 deaths. All these people dying from COVID.
But but they would have died. That number hasn't changed. It hasn't. I don't know if it was that many more than what would have died anyway.
Well, supposedly hospitals receive government funding. So it was something like £9,000 per person that was admitted to hospital for COVID. So if you was taken to hospital and treated for COVID symptoms, the hospital was granted £9,000 per person.
Right.
If that person then died of COVID, they were given something crazy like £40,000 per person, per death, if it was COVID.
Right.
So people were fucking falling out of helicopters. Oh, he had COVID because he coughed on the way down. Genuinely. COVID. Splat.
Splat.
40 grand. Thank you very much.
I'm sure it was someone that got fucking hit by a bus or something and died, but because he had COVID at the time, they put it down as COVID.
Yeah, and that's genuinely across the world.
And their family was like furious.
Yeah.
Saying it weren't fucking COVID, he got hit by a bus.
But people with cancer, people who died on the operating table from complications.
Yeah.
COVID. It was all COVID. And yeah, and undeniably, people were in fact dying from COVID-19. But certainly nowhere near as many as people that they said there was.
I wonder why though. Why? Obviously for the money then, isn't it?
They caused a mass hysteria, worldwide hysteria, forcing, like literally making people take vaccines that were untested, that they just knocked up overnight, that we still have no evidence that are safe.
Yeah, and
no long-term evidence. It's impossible to get long-term evidence on something that's 3 years old.
And now, like COVID, what? COVID who? What are you on about?
Oh, I still know people that get COVID.
But it's a fucking cold now. They don't make you wear masks. They don't make you stay at home. They don't make you isolate and all that shit.
Now it's just literally...
It's just,
no
you got COVID.
Oh, nice. Anymore. Nobody catches a cold. I got COVID.
Yeah, or China flu.
Racist.
That's what Donald Trump called it, didn't he?
China.
You got
the China flu.
You got the China flu. Yeah.
You got called racist for that. What about the Spanish flu?
Hey. No me digas eso, eh?
Sí. No comprende? ¿Qué?
What was the Spanish flu? When was that?
I don't know. 100 years
Some
ago. I think that was the
some,
last plague.
some
Not plague.
Spaniard got a cold.
Yeah, it was in the 1920s, was it? Something like that. Killed a lot of people. I think that was the last pandemic, though.
Did it though? I mean, they didn't have the technology we've got now, and they could have just, 10,000 people died, and they go, no, fuck it, 2 million people died instead.
Exactly, they didn't have the technology we had now. Apparently the ventilators, they put a lot of patients on ventilators when they first got admitted for COVID, which fair enough, we didn't know what the disease was. We had, again, no data. It was brand new. We'd never even heard of it before, never studied before, apart from in the Wuhan lab. But
Yeah,
that's
but
something else.
I'm sure COVID, as in the disease, isn't a new thing that came along. It was known about. The coronavirus was something. That wasn't a new thing. It's just that it happened to get out into the world.
It was that particular variant
Strand,
that got out into the world,
yeah,
which is a lot of evidence that it could have been modified.
and put out into the world rather than accidental.
That's where the conspiracies lie.
I don't understand why people say don't get the vaccine, don't get the vaccine. All right, medically it is probably not the best idea because you don't know what it is, you don't know what it what's in it or anything like that. But why do people seem to think that the government are going to try and track you and all that shit? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do, and I don't understand that. Everyone's walking around with a fucking microphone in their pocket.
No.
With GPS and a camera. They know exactly where you are, what you're saying, who you're with, what you're doing.
If they wanted to, yeah. And why do they care what Doris from 3 Doors Down, when she goes and gets her paper, why do they care? Why would they make her have a vaccine so they can see what she's doing?
I think COVID was more an experiment.
A social experiment. See how we could handle it.
To see how much control they could have over us.
What, like stay in your house? Only go out?
For what? 3 months? 4 months?
Certain times of the day, yeah.
You had to do everything they said and when they said it. You could only walk your dog at a specific time of day.
And then stand out your house outside your door on a Thursday afternoon clapping for everyone.
Well, yeah, that wasn't law, was it? That's just...
No, that's just what happened.
I think an excuse to go outside. But, yeah, I think it was more to see what... I think the government were trying to see what can we get these peasants to do? How far are they willing to go? And I think it was all about experimenting with compliance. And they got a lot of people to comply. I got the vaccine.
I got the vaccine, but I was about to say a minute ago is that it used to be, oh, you've got to have your vaccine, and now it's like they don't give a fuck. You don't need they don't say to have another vaccine. They don't say to...
Everyone's caught on now. Everyone knows COVID weren't as serious as they made out.
Yeah. There was a time here where if you didn't have a vaccine, you couldn't go into certain areas. And you had a little card thing to say that you've had a vaccination.
There was a time where you couldn't go anywhere without a mask, without a paper cloth on your face.
Yeah. Do you remember when you couldn't even fly unless you'd been vaccinated?
Yeah.
Couldn't get on an airplane.
That's the reason I had a vaccine.
Yeah. You couldn't get on an airplane unless you'd been vaccinated.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. You have to fill out all sorts of fucking forms to say where you were going, how long you were going for.
I'm not sure if Australia, that's still the case. You still have to be vaccinated. I'm pretty sure to this day Australia still has that mandate.
Australia, really? I know that something happened with Novak Djokovic, the tennis player, that he wanted to play in a competition, and because he wouldn't get the vaccine, he was anti-vaccine. Because he wouldn't go and get the vaccination, they said, well, if you don't get it, you're not coming to play in this tournament. So he said, fine, fuck you. And he didn't go. Yeah, because he was then nicknamed Novak's Djokovic.
All right.
Because his name's Novak. Yeah.
What, was he against the COVID vaccine or against all vaccines?
I think he was against COVID vaccine for sure. I don't know about any others.
Yeah, it was scary. They had a lot of people do whatever they said. How far could they push it? How far would we go as a society?
Well, I mean, if the police turn around and say to me, no, you've got to go and we're not allowed out, I ain't going to argue with them. What am I going to do? I ain't going to prison.
But how can they put you in prison?
I don't know. For not doing as you're told.
Well, for not that's totalitarianism.
What's that then?
Like dictatorship. Like Kim Jong-un shit.
Well, you ain't going to go to Korea and say no to him, are you?
I wouldn't fucking go Korea.
No.
How do you get
Do you
that
know-
powerful? Surely there's people in your own government that think we
that
could
want
take
to
him.
do it. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
4 foot tall. We could take him.
And it's something like it's against the law not to vote for him or something like
Yeah.
that. It's against the law to vote someone else in. You have to vote for him.
But how can you
I
have
was
that?
looking at
I don't understand how that system can work. Like, what if Joe Biden just says, "I'm president of the world, not just America"?
Well, then he'd have to fight for it, I suppose.
But why didn't Kim Jong Un have to fight?
Maybe there was no one to run against him. There was nobody that wanted to do it.
Not
know
a
what I mean?
single person.
I don't know. Maybe.
Just makes you wonder how countries can get in that state. Because they haven't always been like that. North Korea hasn't always been a country like that.
Is it not? Surely at one stage it was just Korea.
Yeah. I mean, before it became North and South.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That's
I
what
believe
happened
you're not
there.
even allowed to say South Korea. You're
What,
not
it's
allowed to
against the law?
acknowledge it.
It's against the law to say South Korea.
Yeah, well, they don't even know it exists. They don't know anything.
Surely they know it exists.
I
They've got
believe-
internet.
That's the thing, though. Is it's all monitored. It's all censored. They only get taught specific things in school. They think Korea is the world. They think their North Korea patch of land, that is the world.
Yeah, surely not. I mean,
Well,
nah.
how else would you know? How else would you find out?
Well, books,
Where are you going to get a book from?
internet, the dark web. You can. They know how, there are ways of getting around firewalls.
I don't think it's a case of you just can't have access to it. It doesn't exist.
Well, it's still on the internet. If they have access to the internet, then they can get to it.
Maybe they have their own branch.
Maybe that's the wrong web.
Yeah. Like a closed loop, their own internal circuit.
Yeah, but that's still got a link to the outside world somehow.
Why?
What? Could you can't send an email to someone in North Korea?
I don't know.
I'm sure you
Have
can.
you ever tried?
Well, they broadcast images from North Korea onto the telly. How do they do that?
Do they?
I've seen pictures of Kim Jong-un. Having
Yeah,
meetings
maybe
and
it's
shit.
5G.
Oh, that'll fry your brain and all. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Everyone,
That'd be
everyone
responsible
going,
for
don't,
COVID.
don't have 5G. It'll fry your brain.
I remember him
Right,
saying
okay.
that about 4G, though.
Yeah, don't have
And
5G
no
because
doubt
it'll
they
fry
said
your
about
brain.
3.
Yet you make a phone call and put a telephone right next to your head. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then put it in your pocket right next to your balls.
Yeah, literally frying your balls all day.
That makes no sense, does it?
Everything's
And that-
radioactive, though.
And then there was people saying, because you get 5G on your Wi-Fi, like in your house, on your internet, and then 5G mobile signal.
Yeah,
They're not the same thing.
yeah.
And people were going, oh, I'm going to turn the 5G off on my router and stuff like that because they thought it was all the same.
Silly bastards.
Dickheads. Talking of internet, I see something the other day, yesterday, that saying that some sort of solar flares could hit us from the sun.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But what I'm saying, it could wipe out all the internet on the planet for
Oh, yeah, definitely.
days, weeks, months, years.
Yeah.
If we had no internet tomorrow, we woke up in the morning and we got no internet, the whole world has got no internet,
Yeah.
we would be fucked, wouldn't we?
How long do you think it'd take you to realise that the whole world's without internet?
The whole world? A while. Me in my town, in my house straight away. In my little town, the same day. But then the whole world, I don't know. It'll take me a while to figure that bit out. Without
Well,
internet, how am I going to know?
In my little village that I live in, the internet went out a couple of weeks ago. And it must have taken about an hour before I realised that it weren't just my house. It was multiple houses.
Right.
And that was just in my village. If the whole world was out,
It would take you a while to work that bit out. You wouldn't find that information out for a while.
I'd have to send my pigeon out with his letter.
Yeah, but think about it, though. Think about it, right? Everything uses the internet. We would be knocked back 50, 60 years without internet.
Probably more. But yeah,
Because
go on.
everything uses the internet now.
Yeah.
So if you think 50 years ago, you can say 50 years ago we didn't have... Okay, there was probably internet 50 years ago. What was that? Really? In the 70s? No, maybe not. But
I think the 80s, was it? 80s internet? Early 90s?
80s. Okay, so it would take us... It would knock us back probably 100 years. Because the infrastructure that everything has now uses internet.
Yeah.
So you could say, well, they didn't have internet 50 years ago. How, why Everything would be fine. We'd go back to 50 years ago, but you wouldn't because everything uses internet. There's no infrastructure, there's no systems like there was 50 years ago. If you know what I mean?
They wouldn't just fry our internet, though. These solar flares would fry our electric systems. Everything. Our power grids would be gone.
But I think without internet, our power grids would be fucked anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they all use internet to communicate with the fucking meters that everyone's got in their house. You got a smart meter in your house?
Yes, I have.
So you'd be fucked, wouldn't you, without internet? You'd have no electric.
Well, no, because when my internet goes, I still get electric.
For so long.
Maybe. I don't know.
But then once the electricity board can't read your meter and see that you've paid it or that you've got power or you've not got power, then it'd have to go off, wouldn't it?
Maybe. I don't think it affects my internet. If my internet gets affected, it's because I haven't got to have internet in my house. It's not a legal requirement.
No.
I think so. If I didn't have any broadband, I'd still receive my electric. Or maybe if the power plant.
If the
lost
power
internet,
plant, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If the power plant was to lose internet forever and couldn't get it back, they might have backup systems. But if they was to lose internet, that's it. That's fucked. Your supermarket, for example,
The
it
front doors wouldn't
regulates.
be able to open. If they had automatic doors, you wouldn't be able to get in.
You'd be able to get in. But your supermarket, for example, it gets its stock. It knows what stock it needs via the internet.
Yeah.
So every single Asda, for example, talks to an Asda base, or however many there are, and they all know what stock they need, and they send them out in their lorries. So all of a sudden, you've got no food in your supermarket, with no internet. Petrol stations, they're all the same. They all use internet to communicate with their depots to say when they need more petrol.
How fucked are we?
Without the internet now, we are proper fucked. The world goes apart.
Do you think it's a
We're getting-
species ender? Do you think we could still pull through? There's
Yeah,
many
but
parts of the
it
world
would
that
it
doesn't
would be
even have
chaos.
internet.
I know, but it would be chaos. It would be mental for years because we'd have to revert back to the old mailing system instead of emails. I know there's still mail that goes on, but nowhere near the quantity that we would need. No, do you know what I mean?
We probably wouldn't have the infrastructure for anymore. It'd all collapse.
Yeah, faxes maybe would have to come back into it. You'd have to start trying to use faxes again.
We'd have to rebuild your electric system. Is what I mean. It would fry everything, all your circuits, not just the internet.
Then we're probably definitely fucked.
The reason it'd affect our internet is because of the satellites in space.
Yeah.
But it's not just internet satellites in space, and they only affect the satellites because they're electronic. Well, so is everything else.
Well, it's like an EMP, isn't it? That's exactly what it is.
It's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So it would literally, we'd be fucked. I think.
Maybe that's what we need.
Well,
Maybe that's what the planet needs.
Yeah,
That's
but
not
we
what we
don't want it. No, because then we won't be able to do this podcast. So we'd be disappointed.
Yeah, but nobody'd be doing any podcasts.
True.
I think, yeah, we are fucked. But there's so many things that could fuck us over.
In the sense of solar flares, or in
And just any natural disaster. Like solar flares. Do you know how common they are?
they're very.
Very. They happen all the time. And
But it's because of our magnetic field around the Earth, isn't it? Is it Jupiter?
us.
Is it Jupiter that pulls them all? Is it something like that?
That's meteorites.
Oh, is that meteorites? Oh, okay. Not solar flares. Yeah, there's something to do with the magnetic field around the planet.
Around Earth, yeah, that protects us.
That kind of pushes the solar flares around us rather than hitting us. So we do get some backlash of it.
But the solar flares, if they intensified, can burn away our magnetosphere.
Yeah.
So literally just dissolve it, which means we'll have no protection. And our sun goes through peak cycles. I think every 12 years is at its peak, or maybe every 11. So every 5.5 years, you got a low point rising up, and then you got a high point of activity, solar activity.
Yeah.
And I think we've just come out of the peak. So you've got a good couple of years of calm
Before it happens again.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah. It could be world ending. I don't know. Probably.
It wouldn't affect us physically.
No. But I mean, in this sense of the supermarkets not being able to get food and petrol stations can't get petrol and you can't have electricity in your house and all that.
Yeah, our society that we've built would probably perish.
Yeah.
Humans be good though.
Yeah.
Our species would still thrive.
Well, we'd have to
How long do you
Could
think
we?
it'd take Twitter? We wouldn't die, would we? Surely we wouldn't die of starvation. Maybe we'd have to get that
Well,
gun and start hunting.
exactly, yeah, but that's the thing. Would there be enough for everyone? If the only thing we could rely on, and you have to get it yourself, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's enough meat and animals and stuff to keep everyone fed and vegetables and stuff. But if you've got to fend for yourself and get it yourself, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
you want
I
you
don't think
want
it's sustainable. No.
you want steak or you want a burger, you go to the supermarket and buy it. But if you had to go and kill the cow, gut it, get the meat that you want, turn it into a burger, and then eat it, and actually do the whole process yourself. I
Yeah,
don't know
that's the
how many
thing.
people could actually do that.
That cow should last you a year. You need a freezer, which you might not have in a solar flare, but should last you a year. It's enough meat on one cow.
Yeah, but then what about just in your town, for example? How many people are in that town that also want a burger?
Hmm.
Then it ain't lasting you a year, is it?
Well, buy your own fucking cow.
That's another thing. Economy would be fucked. Money would be nothing. You wouldn't need money for anything.
Do you think there's any way of foreshadowing this and trying to build society differently in the event of such thing happening?
What do you mean? Who? What do you mean?
I don't know, like the Westerners that went to America, found new land in America, and built their society, their infrastructure from scratch. Do you think if they had the resources and the knowledge of today, where they knew solar flares would happen every so often, or super volcano could erupt at any moment, or
I don't think they'd do
global
anything.
warming?
I don't think that anybody would be able to do anything different because eventually it would all end up the way it is. You know what I mean? It could start simple and easy, but with the population, it's just how could it work? That wouldn't work, would it?
Well, so you think the way they did it is the only way to do it?
I don't know how they did it.
Me either.
It's not going to be like we are now because we live in a completely different world now.
But look at the people who built the pyramids. They didn't have electricity, as far as we're aware.
They had fucking spaceships and aliens. They had alien motherships.
Realistically, they probably didn't.
Realistically, yeah.
They probably didn't.
Yeah.
But they
were
also
fucking
probably
clever,
didn't have
though.
electric or the internet.
No.
So do you think we could have built our society without developing electricity?
No, it would have taken a hell of a lot longer, wouldn't it? I don't think we'd have got to. Everything would be different.
Yeah, maybe that's better.
Maybe.
I love technology. I think it's incredible. It really blows me away what we are capable of doing with technology.
Yeah, it is good, and I think that the time we live in now is the best.
But it's also the most fragile. It's got to be. Like, look at the time of the Black Plague. They didn't need internet. If a solar flare happened to them, they went on exactly as they did every other day. 100 years before and 100 years after.
Yeah.
As soon as you rely on something that's fragile and can be taken away in the blink of an eye, and we're reliant on it, then it makes us very weak.
Considering it can be lost in a second, yeah. Well, in about 8 minutes, yeah.
Look how much knowledge was lost when the Library of Alexandria burned down. We lost a lot of information. A lot. Like, what if the internet goes? Just gone. The library's burnt down again.
Then we've got to try and... Like I say, we've literally got to start again.
It's quite a shame.
We'd lose all the weak and we'd only be left with strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of weak people, I think.
Hmm.
Like I said, when society is literally built on something so fragile and you're reliant on that fragile thing, if that's taken away, there's going to be a lot of people to suffer.
Yeah. And we are, like I say, we are very reliant on the internet because nothing will work without it, really. Madness. What a time to be alive, though. What a time to be alive.
If all continues as normal, then yeah, I think it's great. I think it's probably the safest time.
Depends where you live.
Well, I suppose you could define safety.
Yeah. I like to think, like, the time I've been alive now, how much has changed technology-wise, internet-wise. I mean, even the internet, how it's changed in the last 25 years.
Yeah.
How much more it would change in the next 20. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think it's going to be comparable difference.
But we're just going to be more reliant on it. The next generation, our children's, the generation after that, they're going to be reliant on it even more so.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I remember life without internet, and it was faxes, and it was
I think I do.
it back then. Internet was a luxury, and it was something that there was one computer in a whole house.
Yeah.
That was when I was a kid. You look
So a
at
few years later, everyone's got a
my
computer
my
in their
children,
pocket.
even my children, they've got a computer in their pocket. One of them has. That it's a completely different childhood. Imagine it again in another 20 years.
And what's crazy to think is your child will probably, when they're older, will be saying to their children, "Oh, we didn't have that when we were kids."
I know. That's what I'm saying. Madness. How much? It's only ever going to get quicker, though. The more we rely on internet and rely on what we rely on now, it's only going to get faster and faster. Like move along faster and faster. The more we're going to rely on it.
What do you think
could-
about?
It could be that in 20, 30 years, we don't rely on the internet. We rely on chips in our brains that do everything for us, that automatically link to a satellite that does it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, have you heard of Neuralink?
Yeah.
It's essentially a Fitbit for your brain. It's designed is in development stage at the minute. They're just about to start human trials actually, but it's for like paraplegics. Is that the right word?
Paraplegic, yeah.
Where you're paralyzed. Say from the waist down, for example. The idea of it is that you have a chip in your brain, which will send a signal, a Bluetooth signal, to a chip in the base of your spine that will tell your legs to walk. So
Yeah.
apparently the reason paraplegics can't walk or can't do
Yeah.
whatever they can't do is it's not the fact that their brain can't put the information out, it's that their legs can't receive the information
It can't get from your brain to your legs, yeah.
from a communication mishaps in your spine.
Yeah.
So it's literally just going to send a text to your legs saying walk. And then you can fucking walk.
Yeah.
Now that is reliant to a whole other level on
Yeah, exactly.
electronics and the internet.
It's mad.
Imagine if you was born paralysed and say in 30 years' time, where these Neuralinks are unknown. So you're born paralysed, and as an upgraded option, you get to have one of these things put in your brain at birth.
That's an upgrade.
What if you're casually driving down the road at the age of 40? You've always been able to move because you've had this thing in your brain your entire life. And then
And it
one day
goes
it just
faulty.
stops working.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
paralysed, instantly, suddenly. And you've no idea why. Your parents didn't tell
Yeah.
you you had this chip in your brain. You always wonder why you got stopped in customs at the airport, and now you know why.
yeah, it's mental. God, what?
It's a shame that the world is real life, because it'd be really exciting to see what's going to happen. But like if it was a film, even if it went negatively, it'd still be exciting. But the fact that it's real lives and real people, quite daunting.
Yeah, I do like technology. I love technology.
If you could design an app, any app that could do anything within app's capabilities, what would you ever do?
I don't know. That's a tough question. Tell me what I'm having for my tea, because I can never fucking work it out. I asked the missus, and she says, "I don't mind, whatever you want." And I go, "No, I'm fucking asking you, what do you want?" And she says, "Whatever you're having." Oh,
Why the fuck are you talking to my missus for?
no.
Sounds exactly like mine.
Maybe that's just in general. Fucking
Brilliant.
annoying. I'll have whatever you're having. No.
Pizza. Oh no, I don't want pizza. What do you want?
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything.
You pick.
Yeah, anything you pick. Okay, fine. We'll have sausages. No, I don't want sausages. Fucking hell.
Bloody women.
I know. Who'd have them? It'd be much easier to be gay.
Gay.
But then the population would be fucked, wouldn't it, if everyone's had that same attitude?
Yeah, we wouldn't last very long.
No. Oh, God. Don't even want to think about it.
Not even a joke.
Go on.
What's worse than two girls running down the road with scissors?
What?
Two girls scissoring with the runs.
Oh, bloody hell.
You would be fucked.
Well, I haven't got a joke to top that, but I think on that note, I think we'll leave it there, don't you?
Yeah, well, nice conversating with you.
Yeah, it's been
Thanks
a pleasure.
very much for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us over on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description down below. Don't
See you next
forget,
time.
It's all giggles and shits until someone shits and giggles.
Bye.
The Chitz and Giggles podcast.